In life's journey, some words touch the heart. Those golden words we bring to you.
Social anxiety that, just didn't even exist a generation ago. Which really brings us to the most important point. Manners are not dead, not at all, but the rules of the game, they have been completely rewritten. The core idea is still the same, it's all about respect, but how we show that respect in our super connected lives is a whole different ballgame. So where do we even begin to untangle all of this? Well, let's start in the digital world, because that's where we spend so much of our time. This is where we need a brand new guide for what we call modern netiquette. And listen, netiquette isn't just about typing please and thank you in an email. Think of it more like the unofficial law of our new public square, the internet. It's about being actively considerate of other people's time, their attention, and their digital space. It's a whole new level of awareness. Let's get practical for a second and look at the tools we use every single day. Email, that's become the spot for record keeping and more formal stuff. So clear subject lines are an absolute must. And those one-word replies like thanks, please, they just clog up everyone's inbox. Now, instant messaging, on the other hand, is for quick updates. But the key word here is asynchronous. You can't just expect an immediate reply. Respecting someone's focus time is the new politeness. And of course, social media adds a whole other layer of complexity. The new etiquette here is really built on two things: consent and privacy. It seems so obvious, but you should always ask before tagging someone in a photo they might not love. And when you're sending a big group email, use the BCC field to protect everyone's privacy. But the biggest rule, the one that trumps them all, never, ever forget that there is a real person with real feelings on the other side of that screen. Okay, so let's talk about how all these digital rules are spilling over into our real-world social lives. Because from phone calls to dating, there's a new unwritten social code that we are all just trying to figure out as we go. I mean, look at this shift. It is so powerful. Not that long ago, and an unexpected call was this nice welcome sign that someone was thinking of you. But today, because we're always available, an unscheduled call can feel like a sudden jarring ambush, a demand for your immediate and undivided attention. It can honestly feel kind of invasive. So what's the polite way to handle it now? It's something I call the preemptive text. Just a quick message that says, hey, are you free for a quick call? It's the modern day version of ringing the doorbell instead of just barging into someone's house. It shows that you respect their time and their attention, which are pretty much the most valuable things we have. And speaking of awkward situations, let's talk about ghosting. Look, just disappearing from a conversation might feel easier for you, but it's a total failure of modern manners. The much kinder, more respectful way to go is the closure text. A simple, honest message, just like this one, gives the other person dignity and closure. And that's something silence can never do. All right, let's bring this whole conversation home, because the real modern battleground for etiquette isn't some fancy ballroom anymore. For a lot of us, it's our own family dinner table. And the crucial thing here isn't about those old world rules like which fork to use. No, the new family etiquette is all about being present. Being physically in a room with the people you love while your mind is just lost somewhere on your phone, that is the new form of rudeness. The most important rule might just be putting the phone away and giving your full attention to the people right in front of you. Finally, let's make one last stop, the workplace, which for so many of us is now this weird mix of office and home. The rise of hybrid work has created this entirely new class of etiquette that, let's be honest, we're all still trying to learn. You need to know this term, digital presenteeism. It's that little green dot next to your name on Slack or Teams that says you're available, but in reality, you're not engaged, you're not responsive at all. It's basically the modern version of sitting at your desk but staring out the window, and it's a real breakdown of professional respect. So in this new world, good hybrid meetings are everything. And the rules are actually pretty simple, but they're so powerful. First, turn your camera on. It shows you're paying attention and it respects the person who's talking. Second, for goodness sake, mute yourself when you're not talking. Nobody wants to hear your dog barking. And third, if you're the host, you have to make a real effort to bring the remote people into the conversation so they don't feel like they're just watching a TV show. You know, as we start to wrap this up, it becomes really clear that all these new rules, every single one of them, boils down to one single unifying idea: empathy in action. It's about being present, whether you're in person or online. It's about respecting digital space, texting before you call, offering closure instead of silence, and just communicating clearly. And that really brings us to the ultimate takeaway. In a world that is constantly pulling us in a million different directions, Modern manners aren't about some rigid list of do's and don'ts. It's about a fluid, dynamic practice of empathy. So, in the end, the only manner that truly, truly matters is this one. Just be considerate. And that's it. That's the new Unwritten Rulebook. It's not about memorizing which fork to use. It's about respecting people's time, their boundaries, and their attention. So I want to leave you with one final question. What's the one modern manners rule that you believe everyone, absolutely everyone, needs to start following?
Life is short, but words live long. See you next time with more golden words. Until then, take care and keep smiling.